Hey, this is Ryan from Disruptarian Radio, Clovis Star Technologies. So I have had feedback from videos that I've made talking about lie detection and digital documentation of conversations and experiences in life and other technology. There was a show on Netflix that we watched. It was a series. I think it was called Black Umbrella. And it was something I found interesting, and it's something I've been commenting on long before this came out, but it was an ocular implant that recorded every experience in life, and you could rewind it and go back to those experiences as they played out live. And, you know, the negative side was the dystopian side, where the government could access that and you could get charged with certain crimes based on your recollection from your recorded experiences. So I've always thought that'd be interesting. I always figured Google Glass, the glasses that are also a like an Android device. It's an Android phone basically, but it has a camera, it has earbuds, it has an operating system, and you can use the lenses for a screen to use their operating system. Anyway, I always thought that would be interesting to be able to record experiences in life as they play out, so there's no he said, she said. So if someone was like, well, I was talking with Ryan the other day and he said blah, 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 that wouldn't it be interesting to be able to dial back to that? And, you know, especially if you disagreed with the context or the actual memory, you know, so you could go back and be like, no, actually, this is how it actually was. I always thought that was interesting, that concept. And then that Black Umbrella, I could be wrong about the name of the series, but it was something my girlfriend and I watched that was pretty interesting, and it was like that, where it was an ocular implant, and they did that for you. It put, you know, like a digital recording on a hard drive implanted in you somewhere. And yeah, the dystopian side scares me, I gotta admit that, but I think that right, also combined with what they call iDetect Plus or lie detection technology. You put those two things together, and this whole world is sorted out as far as deception is concerned. You know, it can have sincerity levels, you know, very low sincerity, very high sincerity, you know, somewhere in the middle, whatever, or straight out lie, straight out, you know, deception or whatever, and you could just sort that out through your visual reception of the world. And have it recorded to play it back to that point. And then who's going to lie? Who's going to deceive each other? I've always thought that would be really interesting. So I was talking about that with a friend, in fact, somebody close to me, that I was surprised of their reaction. Because I've always talked about how my phone records every conversation. It's got phone call record, the app, and there's, you know, 50 of these apps out there, maybe more. Some of them have 50 million users, some of them have 100 million users. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of millions of people that have these apps that you know, activate them, and every call is recorded. And it's also important to know that there's laws about, you know, one party, two party recordings, so you ought to look up the laws in your state for these things. But somebody reacted to me that I was recording every call, that they thought that was weird, and that it was only, this is a quote from the conversation, only people who have trust issues would do that. And I don't know, I think everybody has a little bit of trust issues, and I'm sure everybody's been lied to, and it really sucks, right? But I've always been open about it. I mean, I have videos back to 2010 saying not only do I have a dash camera that records everything going on inside and outside of my car, you know, and a lot of Uber drivers have that kind of thing now too, but I also record my phone calls. As soon as I found this phone recording app, I made videos about it, expressing that I do use that. And I've always been honest about it. I don't lie. Everybody knows I record every phone call. It's just the way my app works. There's no way to record some but not others either. You know, you just either have it on or you have it off. So I always have it on. But somebody was talking about how it's weird to record that kind of stuff, and so a couple of points of data to look at here is, first of all, beyond the morality, ethical, or whatever part of it, just the idea that, if you don't have anything to hide, then you wouldn't worry about it so badly. Some people really worry about that, about their privacy, about phone calls or whatever being recorded. And, I wouldn't want my house to be bugged. I wouldn't want, cameras in my house or anything like that. But there is that. I mean, you've got your kids recording for their friends. You've got your TV that often has a camera now. You have your Xbox that can also have a camera. You've got your phones. You've got people coming in and out of your house that use these kind of apps. So, I mean, no, it would suck to have people coming in and out of your house, or, whatever device that's implanted in your TV or whatever, to record you all the time. That would really suck. I get that. But you got to be pretty well aware that that happens already to most of us all the time. And the other part of the data was, I found that in big cities like New York and LA, people will be recorded without their knowledge and without their permission up to 300 times a day. That is cameras, dash cameras, security cameras, ATM cameras, audio recordings from phone recorders. I mean, think of a million places where you're recorded. I mean, they're all over the place, right? And so the average person in a big city gets recorded on average daily 300 times. And so that, I thought, is one, thing to really think about. First of all, stop deceiving people or gossiping or saying things you wouldn't want anybody else to hear. If you're very worried about it, because it's likely that you're being recorded, and I looked at all the downloads for all these different apps, and I counted almost 1 billion downloads for these phone recorder apps, right? So 1 out of 7 people have a app that records calls on their phone. So, I mean, if there's 7 billion people in the world, and almost 1 billion of them have these apps downloaded, according to Google Play Store and the Apple Store. So that's one thing to consider. Be more direct, be more honest in your conversations, or, possibly face being embarrassed. I don't know. And I know there's other private things some people don't want to talk about or be, recorded or whatever. So I get that too, but, just be really careful in life in general about everything, everywhere you are. If your life or if your conversations are highly secretive, then take better precautions. There is jammers, that you can jam recordings with and things like that. There is some security measures you can take, and I recommend you looking into that. But so the point of my conversation, what I said to my friend that was concerned about people recording all the time, is that, I personally don't care. I don't think there's anything out there I don't want to have out, as far as trying to hide anything. I don't want like a streaming version of my life out there, but at the same time, I don't really have anything to hide. So I try just to stay straight with people and direct with people, and I try not to lie. I think I have fears. There are, something like that for everybody, a fear that would make them lie. I don't know, I'm not the most perfect person, but I don't think I have much to hide. I don't like the dystopian aspect of the lie detection software or the recording software. I don't like that kind of aspect, the totalitarian government extracting data from people. I think that's a little bit scary. But, I mean, just to be able to have a better memory, like what Neuralink is doing and Elon Musk, having that, I think that's an important thing. And to be able to go back to memories, some people have photographic memories, right? To be able to dial back into those memories and extract them, to show other people your memories, I think that's a beautiful thing too. I don't think it's a big deal. And it's going to be what it is anyway, whether we like it or not, as far as I can tell. It already is.